Man and Machine is brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors.
Unbelievable. Now we're talking.
Welcome back to Man and Machine, and have we got an episode for you. We're at the 2013 Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. This is going to be a huge event. There's a whole world of cars and bikes here, all types of different owners and machines. It's going to be absolutely sensational. But what excites me is this 360 metre strip here, where they run flat out from a standing start over a time run. There's a lot of history and a lot of heritage here too, dating right back to the old days with the Geelong Sprints. So let's get into it and check out some of these machines.
Rally, it's really huge large. So it's got a fantastic history of motorsport.
Nicholas, you must be absolutely ecstatic with this event.
Oh, look, I don't think I could be happier at the moment. Last year was our first year back on this location. We've struck gold for weather, haven't we? Look at the crowds, the cars show up. I mean, the racing's magnificent, the car show's magnificent, the expo's great. We've got fashion this afternoon. You're right, I don't think I could be happier at this point.
It's just growing and growing and growing. This event is going to be huge for the long term, isn't it?
Oh, look, we're trying to create the largest historic motor vehicle event festival in the Southern Hemisphere, and we're on a course to do that. It's a building process, but as you can see, we're bigger than last year. Next year we'll be bigger again.
And mate, I believe you're driving this vehicle behind us here. Tell us about it.
Yeah, look, this is courtesy of the wonderful people at Fuso. They've let me this vehicle foolishly to give it a burst. Took it out, tested the track, just for scientific purposes on Friday, and discovered there's quite a bit of rubber on that track now. Same again yesterday, so it's a lot of muscle.
She's a 428?
She's the 428 big block, and she's dumping straight out about 4 inches there. It makes the best noise ever. I don't need to go anywhere, I just sit and make noise. It's great.
And tyre smoke.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of that too. It's a joy, isn't it? Look at it. It's a beautiful thing. In fact, the whole lineup, this is the Fuso car set here, is beautiful. But you can stand just about anywhere along this pit row and have an aspect that you dream of. There's a dream carriage every 10 yards, and there is outside for 2 kilometres. What more would you want?
Awesome, mate. Well, thanks so much for talking to us. I know what I'm going to do. Go and look at some more cars.
Thanks for coming along.
That's 6 of the nice dollars going up there. Yeah. Got a 14.8 early.
We're with Craig Stillman here and his sensational-looking EH Holden. Tell us about this machine, Craig.
I think, Glenn, I bought the car 18 months or so ago from a friend in Adelaide who had bought it from an old retired race gent who did Group NC circuit racing with it many years ago. My friend Graham bought it, took it back to Adelaide, stripped all the running gear and everything out of it with the intention to build it to do Targa events with he and his son. He had a particularly good VS Commodore ute that he did the Targa Tasmania in one year. I said to him, if ever you're going to sell it, I need to know about it. So I rang him, mentioned to him about the ute, and one of his son's friends had bought the ute. But he said, I've got the EH, and I knew nothing about his EH. So next thing you know, I wanted to buy a ute, but now I've got an EH. I'd come over on a trailer from Adelaide. The body was pretty much as you see it. He spent a lot of money on the chrome and bright work and rack and pinion conversions, disc brake conversions, Volvo diff, everything else other than the engine is from the original, or the body is the original race car. When you lift the carpets up, there's yellow paint everywhere. It's spent pretty much all of its life in a farm shed in Albury as a race car. I've tried to keep it as historic, in the period as I can. Keep the Webers and all the old race car bits, the catch can for the blow by, the stainless buckles to stop the engine if it breaks a mount, headlight grills and those sorts of things I've put on it that are period.
Revival Motoring Festival brings back the excitement and spectacle of sprints at the Geelong waterfront in a whole new event. The Geelong Sprints first ran in 1956 with a whole host of famous racing identities competing over the years, including our very own world champion, Sir Jack Brabham. In fact, Australia's other World Drivers champion, Alan Jones, actually launched his motor racing career at the 1964 event. Shannons Club, a hub for motoring enthusiasts. So join, create your own garage, share pics, videos and stories of your current and past machines, connect with other enthusiasts. Be sure to watch Shannons Club TV with a host of dedicated motoring channels, including past episodes of Man and Machine. So jump on board with Shannons Club. I'll see you on there. Look who I've found here at the Shannons Super Rig, Jared Harding from Shannons. Jared, how's it going here for you this amazing weekend?
It's going great, Glenn. It's a fantastic event and such great weather down here.
So plenty of enthusiasts looking for insurance?
Oh, certainly is. Obviously a lot of the general public here, but everyone is a motoring enthusiast watching the great action down here.
Well, here's a bit of feedback for you. I actually had a fan of Man and Machine on Facebook contact me last week saying he was very happy with Shannons. I know it sounds like a hard sell, but David, you know who you are. He had his 2 houses and 3 cars insured by Shannons, $1,000 cheaper than his previous insurer, and his 2 classic cars thrown in the mix. So very happy, great feedback for you, mate. So you guys are doing a great job. And tell us about laid-up insurance. That's something a lot of people don't know about. I've got it on Project Warhorse. For cars that are in the restoration process, maybe not complete, there is an option out there for cover, isn't there?
Yeah, it certainly is. Obviously laid-up cover obviously protects your investment, whether it be a project that you're working on, obviously, as you said, like Project Warhorse, something that's sitting at home in the garage that you're slowly working on, or alternatively like a race car that obviously you use on the track. So something that's going to protect it while it's at home being stored or while it's being transported to and from the racetrack.
Well, that's a pretty good cover at the end of the day, because a lot of people obviously think you need a complete car, but say if it's in a shop or something and that shop or your own shed gets burnt down, we don't want that to happen, of course, but if it happens, you lose that car, that whole restoration, don't you?
That's correct. Obviously, the laid-up cover does protect your investment, obviously, in any situation that might be involved in.
Well, mate, sounds good to me. Have a great weekend, and thanks to Shannons, fantastic day. Well, I have found an absolutely spectacular HR Holden here. Belongs to Philip Coombs. Tell us about this machine, mate. It is beautiful.
Yep, it's a 186 Trimatic Auto. The engine's pretty stock except for Clive Carnes cam, just to make it perform a little bit better. As you can see, it's got the X2 twin carbs on it and manifolding. The car's painted in a canarium blue with a white roof, and it's got the off-white interior, leather look. The car took me 3 years to restore, and it's been on the road for 3 years up to date.
Mate, the colour looks spectacular. Is it a modern colour or an older colour?
It's of a 121 Mazda, about 1990, I think, roughly.
Well, it doesn't look out of place on the car. It looks like it could have been on the car in the day.
Well, we painted it with a colour slightly different, but we still paint in traditional HR time. So it's got the white roof still with the colour on the body, yeah.
And I believe you've got another very angry HR, is that correct?
I have, you know the car too. I've got another HR with an LS1 in it, actually started in the drive. But this is more sedated drive. My wife loves driving this car, and we just love getting this car around.
There's nothing like an old standard type classic, and have the best of both worlds is great, isn't it?
There is. I get a lot of people attracted to this car because of the colour, so I get young and old. People identify with it because of the six-cylinder still on it. So yeah, it gets a lot of people. Yeah.
Well, mate, fantastic job. It's a credit to you. Absolutely love the car. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Glenn.
Here's this HC Formula Lamar.
Well, I've found a bit of a brute monster here, this Cobra replica. Belongs to Gavin Irvine. Mate, tell us all about this car.
It's a classic revival AC Cobra kit that I've built myself over the past probably 10 years. It runs just under a 7-litre LS2 Chev with a 4-speed 4L60E auto, which is shifted on the paddles.
So you got paddle shift?
Yeah, we like circuit racing, drag racing and whatever else in order to get it to do everything that we wanted to. Yeah, that was just the route I went, and yeah, it's been really successful.
How's it been going here today?
Yeah, terrific. Not a lot of traction on the track. There's a lot of sand and whatnot, but yeah, I think we've done probably about 11.3 or a low 11 today. So
that's not bad, mate. Turning a corner. How's it gone on the actual strip itself on the quarter mile?
Basically, I'm from Mildura, so we've only run an 1/8 mile up there, but basically, yeah, it should get to probably a 6.99 or a 7.0 over the 1/8, which is probably equivalent to a high 10 or an 11-second pass. So, yeah.
She wouldn't weigh much.
It's about 1,200 kilos. So it's a bit of a fat girl, this one. It could probably take a lot of weight out of it, but it's a street car and a toy and whatever else, so you've got to have the best of both worlds.
Well, I've had a similar engine in a late model Commodore of around about probably 1,600 kilograms on a 10.9, so that says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, with the right gearing on the right day or something or other, yeah, we certainly could do some pretty good times with it, that's for sure.
Well, mate, fantastic stuff, and thanks for talking to us.
My pleasure.
Interested in finding your very own muscle car like these? It's so easy to find your next dream car. Just head to uniquecarsales.com.au. Select by make, model and more to find the perfect car for you, or just browse your favourite category. You'll find a massive range of cars like the ones we've just seen at uniquecarsales.com.au. This We Know Cars segment is proudly brought to you by Autobarn. Today we're looking at why your headlights are an important part of your car's overall safety. Did you know that around 80% of road accidents actually happen at night or in poor lighting? Makes sense, doesn't it? Also, as you get older, your eye's night vision is dramatically reduced. And as a halogen globe ages, its light output decreases over time. So effectively, lighting is one of the safety functions on your car that can actually prevent accidents. Now, the engineers at Philips understand all these things, and they are dedicated to developing newer and better lighting systems for the world's cars, trucks and four-wheel drives. Philips was founded in 1891, and they also have a long history in automotive lighting. They're regarded worldwide as having a serious list of firsts. They developed the first headlamp globes for automobiles in the early 1900s. Henry Ford actually went to the trouble of visiting the Philips plant in 1930 when he was travelling overseas. They also developed the first halogen globe, and another standout was in 1990 when they developed the Philips LumiLEDs. That became the market leader in solid-state LED technology. Philips has always been at the cutting edge of innovation, and they have a long list of world's firsts, including CDs, cassettes, radios, shavers, and medical equipment. The list goes on and on. So let's have a look at what Philips recommend to improve your nighttime safety. Well, it depends on what type of driver you are, your age and what you drive. But to make it easy, what Philips have done is to break it down into two simple categories: more light or whiter light. The Philips Extreme Vision Plus 100% is the flagship in the more light category. Put these in your car and you effectively double the amount of light on the road in front of you, and it throws an extra 35 metres further up the road. So for older drivers, the ones whose night vision is getting a little dim like mine, these Plus 100s are just about essential. When the engineers at Philips developed the Extreme Vision Plus 100%, they said it was the perfect balance between light output and globe life. This is where you have to be careful. Some globe companies claim to have more light output, like 120%. But what they don't tell you is that this comes at a cost: a shorter globe life. Philips engineers are continually undergoing testing, research and development to bring you the best products possible. This slow motion video shows what happens when water comes in contact with a headlight globe. On the left is a conventional hard glass globe, on the right is quartz glass. As you can see, the hard glass never stood a chance. So for Philips, it's all about quality and reliability matched with performance. So feel free to drop into your local Autobarn store, speak to your friendly sales staff there, and they'll come up with a perfect Philips lighting option for your car. I know one thing, I'll be fitting some in my car immediately. I am very, very impressed.
At Autobarn, we know cars.
For the safest of holiday season driving, light the way with Philips Blue Vision Ultra 4000K glow packs from a low $49.99. We can also fit them for you. Care for your pride and joy with this Armour or Complete Clean gift bucket, over $44 value for only $19.99. Fit out the man cave with these 3D wall shelves at $69.99 each. Or choose from these hot Pioneer products. Two-way speakers for $44.99 a pair. And this 400-watt amp for only $99. Or, for great Christmas value, $89 will get you this fantastic media player and two-way speaker package.
Autobarn, we know how to get you there.
Well, here's a mean machine, this VL Group A Walkinshaw Commodore, owned by David Holt. David, tell us about this beast.
Yeah, well, I've had the car 19 years. Bought it straight after Bathurst in '94. Car started life as a Perkins Engineering chassis, a spare car for '88. Bob Forbes bought the car, painted it up red and ran it through the GIO years. And so it's the first touring car Russell Ingall drove at Bathurst, and the last touring car Kevin Bartlett drove at Bathurst. So good history.
Amazing, mate. I actually had a VL Walkinshaw at one stage, and guess who was the owner, the original owner, in the actual owner's manual? Bob Forbes.
Well,
must have been his road car, so great machine.
He had two of them, yep. I think the last one was number 750, but I don't know what the first one was, so maybe you'd be able to tell us that.
Absolutely. Well, this is just a road car, so there you go.
Yep, no, there you go, yep.
So tell us about the engine in this machine. They're an incredible thing. It sounds superb.
It does, yeah. Look, as the Group A rules dictate, they've got to be a Holden based engine, production based, so you've got to have the standard block, standard cylinder head castings. They allowed freedoms for crankshaft and engine internals, conrods, roller cams. And this car in 91, they freed up the Group A rules for the normally aspirated cars, which allowed a freedom of intake manifolds and exhausts and the like that. And that's what this car was fitted, and that's how it's presented as today.
Wow, because I remember back in the day I actually fitted a camshaft to a Walkinshaw Commodore when I was in the workshop, and I couldn't believe when I pulled that plenum off, that beautiful symphony of trumpets. It looked awesome.
Oh, for sure, that's right. And they certainly make plenty of bark noises when you rev them right up as well.
What sort of horsepower and what sort of RPM in this application here?
Yeah, look, my one makes 550 horsepower at 7,800, and it makes about 440 foot-pounds of torque.
That's unbelievable, isn't it? And back in the day, obviously, they were up against the mighty Godzilla, the all-conquering GTRs and the Sierra Cosworths. They did a pretty good job, didn't they, especially at Bathurst?
Yeah, look, they did. I mean, look, the Sierras and the GTRs, being any turbo cars, they've got a time limit on them. And I think the Commodores are pretty reliable and can go hard all day, all the time, as long as you don't do anything stupid. So, yeah, look, they held their own weight, that's for sure. And, yeah.
Iconic car, mate. Thanks so much for talking to us, and enjoy the weekend.
You too. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
G'day, my name's Rob Godfrey, and I use and recommend Aeroflow fittings, whether it be for show or go.
Hi, I'm Poe. This is my 7-second Supra. I use and recommend Aeroflow.
Hi, I'm Chris Palazzo.
And I'm Corbin Palazzo.
Show or go, we use Aeroflow.
I'm Mario Colillo. Mild or wild, I use Aeroflow.
Aeroflow, manufacturers of professional hose, fittings and a whole range of performance products to suit your vehicle. To download the latest Aeroflow catalogue, go to aeroflowperformance.com. Proud supporters of the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars. Survivor Car Australia, the all-new magazine that's taken the car enthusiast scene by storm. It's jam-packed full of interesting stories about unrestored Survivor cars and their owners. We've all dreamed about finding these hidden gems. Well, now that dream has become a reality. Be sure to get your copy of Survivor Car Australia magazine. You'll be blown away with what you find inside. Well, great Scott, look what we found here, a Back to the Future DeLorean replica. With Brian Monusco here. Brian, tell us all about this car, mate.
Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to the DeLorean time machine I built and created myself. Here you'll find all sorts of goodies you'll never find anywhere else on the planet, including a flux capacitor. I said to myself, there's something I must do in time. So it took me roughly about 25 years total, folks, from day one, going through several prototypes, which unfortunately have gone to God. But now we have the real thing, folks, and there's nothing like it around.
Now, Brian, you have several different themes for this machine, don't you, depending on the event. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We basically do cars 1, 2 and 3, or different combinations. And what I've created here is the world's first one and only DeLorean time machine that has all three best products, best features on the one vehicle. You won't find anything like it around. And we do it all for charity, folks, and we've raised $72,000 for the kids out there, for every needy cause you can think of, and we have actually changed history.
Now, that is a fantastic effort. Now, Brian, tell us, does it reach 88 mile per hour, this car?
Yes, indeed. When you push it over a cliff, you're bound to reach that speed just before impact.
Do you travel back in time at all with this machine often?
Yes, frequently. Actually, I went yesterday back to 1985. I went to the future tomorrow at 2015, and I'm even thinking going back to 1885. I've got a few things I want to correct back there. Watch out, cowboys. If you have a look on the inside here, we've actually got a working time circuit control, which basically gives you the date and time of destination and time travel and arrival point. We've actually got a box on the front bonnet which actually is powered from original valves. In case we get a totally flat battery, this is a DeLorean, folks, after all, we actually have our hoverboards. Now that'll push start your DeLorean time machine into the next zone. If you get stuck, you've got a choice of 4. One of the most important features that you can find in the DeLorean time machine is a working Mr. Fusion. Now this one's kind of special because it was molded off the original movie one. Let's have a listen, folks, and see what you can hear and see. And the best part I like, my folks, is actual tyres from the future. Now this will allow you to hook up to any steam train that you so desire with the included pesto logs, which will actually get you up to 88 miles per hour. Because folks, when you hit 88 miles per hour on that railway line, you're out of there.
Well, Brian, thanks for talking to us. That was pretty heavy. Well, I found an absolutely beautiful 1970 Chevelle here. We're with Neville Long, the owner of this car. Neville, tell us all about it.
I've had it for about 18 months. It was bought out from the States in the condition it's in. It's only an SS clone. It's not genuine, unfortunately, but couldn't afford one of them.
Well, mate, it looks the goods, and that's all that matters to me.
Thanks very much for that.
The paint is pretty spectacular too, and that's how you got it off the boat.
All done in the States, that's the way it came out. There's a couple of nicks on the bonnet and the boot where it was done in the container. But no, we've done nothing to it at all. That's the way it came out.
What about the wheels?
The wheels are all on it. Yeah, like I said, we saw it, walked in and said, we need that.
Mate, I don't blame you. I spotted it and thought, I've got to do something on this car. I want it.
Yeah, love it. Love every bit of it.
Power plant?
350 with a turbo 400 and 10-bolt diff. Everything's all original under there. It doesn't go. Drum brakes on the front, so it doesn't stop either. Typical handles like an old wet bucket, but love every minute of it.
Thanks so much for talking to us. Lovely car.
Not a problem.
Man and Machine is brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts, and the following sponsors.